Welcome to our presentation, Is the Newspaper Dead or Just Reincarnated? Presented by Alex Redfern, Alice Malloy, Katie Moran and Matthew Pike. The history of British newspapers can be traced back to more than 300 years. The first English printing press in 1476, early 16th century, the first newspapers were seen in Britain. However, the vast majority of the population were illiterate, and they used to rely on town criers for news. Today's top newspapers are the Daily Mail, the Sun and the Daily Mirror. It is reported that main news such as Brexit broadcasts and political issues increase newspaper sales. Furthermore, newspapers including the Mail and the Telegraph are looking at ways to innovate themselves. The reasons behind this is to attract millennial consumers to increase engagement. The Sun on Sunday sells 1.4 million copies every Sunday. 1 in 3 millennials read print newspapers every week. 1 in 2 adults read a newspaper every week, and 25.4 million people read a newspaper every week.
Going digital. In 2016, The Independent became the first national newspaper to pursue a digital-only way of publication. The first UK newspaper to go online was The Guardian, when they offered a free 12-part weekly podcast series by Ricky Gervais. Today, every single newspaper has a website and an app. There are 4 main ways of consuming digital content: social media, mobile apps, tablet apps, and websites. Breaking news can be displayed on social media such as Twitter and Facebook, and there can also be live streams of certain events on apps such as Snapchat. A big part of content consumption in 2017 is video content. It is also a good chance to place adverts on the videos. Online readership since 2012 has increased by 27.3%. 37.4 million readers on mobile and 14.4 million readers on desktop. People spend 50 minutes online a day reading the news.
Does print have a future? The free newspaper model is found to be successful as newspapers can sell advertising space at a higher yield. However, despite the distribution figures of millions of copies every day, without the shared overheads, I doubt that they would survive. The growing concerns about fake news may see some newspapers revive. Brand still matters, and there have been some signs of increased circulation following the political upheavals of the last year. Sales aside, the main problem has been the gradual retreat by the major funders of the press, advertisers. Daily Mail and the General Trust newspaper division reported a 29% fall in profits.
The new digital age. The younger generation mainly read newspapers online. This is down to having instant access to main headlines on smartphone apps. Furthermore, online content can be more engaging to listen or watch as they contain audio or short videos. The Mail Online's digital advertising growth has increased to £44 million, and in 2016, the New York Times combined digital advertising and subscription revenue increased to $442 million, encouraging signs for digital news. The Independent gave up print entirely and went online last year. The Independent's bold move has returned it to profitability. Now it is rid of the costs of print plants and paper distribution. Increasingly, new information is also going audio. Amazon Echo is allowing people to seek information and news headlines. We're discussing things with Siri, and people are publishing podcasts over blogs. In schools, students are now taught to write headlines that grab the attention of search engines, not people, further confirming the death of the newspaper.
However, there are some small issues with online. Elderly people could have problem accessing the internet. This can be explained by Forbes, as the report concludes that the older generation are more tangible. There are also some security concerns. However, these problems are small and the future of the newspaper is still looking digital.
Print newspapers' last surviving customers are mainly the older generation. Online news is attractive to millennial customers as they want instant information. Furthermore, The Independent was saved due to becoming purely digital. This is the first newspaper to do so. Falling ad revenues and millennials' drive for instant digital news will cause more to follow.
Even though print has a large amount of remaining customers, online newspaper revenues are growing every day and advertisers are no longer willing to fully fund print papers. Like The Independent, many more will follow as online news is easily accessible and costs less to produce. The newspaper is being reincarnated online.
Free created using Powtoon.